I forgot to do my camera. Alright, let's try this again with the camera. Let's see if I can fail less. Hey, there it goes. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ninja Monkey Gaming. That clown over there, I'll announce it in a little bit. I am Joe the Widget Wilson, and I am joined by my fellow co-hosts for this epic show tonight in the world of gaming. We have a monster show for you guys, all coming up here in just a second. But first, let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Justin Blatecki, a.k.a. Nevose.
Yeah, there was a lot of news. It was an overflow. My mind doesn't know how to handle it.
Explosions.
My mind is splattered along the walls. It's not functioning.
And I got echo on you guys. Oh, I fixed it. Okay, now you're not gonna echo anymore.
Oh, that's good.
My bad.
It's better to not have an echo.
True. Alright, guys, and I am joined as always by Mr. Fred Werner, a.k.a. Bernon.
Hello, Joe. How are you tonight?
I am excited for the show, actually. We've got a
This is
metric ton of stuff to go over tonight. If
I'm
that's
watching Justin pick up his brains there.
Or a megaton.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pick up your
Please tell me
brain.
you guys got the reference.
Yeah.
Like it, son. Yeah.
Alright.
Puns for the win.
I got everything in order here. We're good. Now, our fourth and final host, Mr. Jesse, a.k.a. Frosted Fricks.
Hola.
He was waiting for it.
Just holding that for the last 5 minutes.
I was.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bien, muy
Muy
bien.
bien. Other words I don't know.
Everybody, welcome back to Ninja Monkey Gaming. We are on episode number 21, E3 Bigness Awesomeness Part 1.
Yeehaw.
We had a massive explosion of pressers, aka press conferences, starting Sunday night with Bethesda, all the way down to Square Enix, right before the show floor opened up. And the show floor opened up, more craziness happened. But we're going to be covering the press conferences tonight. What were the big hits? What were the things that made all the brains explode in the audience? It made a big mess. People had to clean themselves up. People peeing themselves like me. As I quoted in Twitter, I fanboyed all over myself. There's a lot of that this week, yeah.
Well, but I mean, I've never seen Joe. I mean, he does a lot of tweeting, but this past 3 days, I mean, there was Joe all over the place.
Yes, everywhere.
It was
Tweet
all
this,
over.
tweet that. He was like the master Twitter.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. It was just too much.
Too much Twitter. Step away from the Twitter,
Take it
Joe.
that
Just
way,
don't
take
do
it
it,
that way.
Jesse. If it's in doubt, just don't do it.
It was there though.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
this is a rated G program.
Yeah. I try to stay PG at least.
Well,
I'm not a fisherman's assistant. They're known as master
sure?
baiters.
yes. No, we don't go there.
We don't go there. Okay, so before we get into this massive epic discussion tonight we're going to get into, and if we go over an hour, I apologize, but, you know, there's so much goodness here, it might happen. Before we do that, Justin, I want to ask you about esports and the Nintendo World Championships.
Well, as you know, they announced before E3 that Nintendo was going to have the Nintendo World Championships again, and it's the first time they've had it since like '95, I think, somewhere in the early '90s. And I was expecting this great thing to happen until they announced what games they were going to be, and I was kind of let down, but it's okay. It actually ended off really interesting. They ended up showing off Mario World Builder for the ending, for the final rounds, and winner ended up being John Numbers. They ended up getting a trophy and a signed Nintendo DS by the creator of Mario. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want that?
Mr. Miyamoto signed it?
But yes,
Jeez,
I
that's
couldn't think
sweet.
of his name. I forgot to write it down.
Come on, he's
Both
like one of the most
winner-
famous names in gaming history.
I know. I just
Yeah.
couldn't. I was drawing a blank on it for some
Wah,
reason.
wah, wah.
He's like gaming royalty.
I know. I feel bad. Oh well.
Taking that
But they didn't get a gold copy of the game like he used to. It's just a trophy, and both the first place winner and the second place person got a signed Nintendo DS. That was Nintendo World Championships. It was okay.
So
I wasn't thrilled with it.
it sounds something like their show.
Yeah, pretty much. It ran a lot like Nintendo show. It was kind of like, why'd you do it? Wasn't worth it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that Nintendo fiasco that they're making at E3. We'll probably have a good discussion about Nintendo here in a little bit. Do you know what games they played?
I don't remember all of them off my head. I couldn't find the list again. I'll try to find that again for next week, or I'll keep looking.
Alrighty.
When we get to Nintendo.
Before we jump into the big news, me and Jesse did attend a game jam this weekend.
Yes, we did.
We were on a team together for 48 hours of constant work, only to get our
Yes.
project 70% completed because we didn't have a programmer for all but 2 hours of the 48.
Woo!
I actually had to do some programming myself, and I don't program. However, our game did have an arena. It had a playable third party. It had a full UI. Everything is there. It just needs to be programmed. Someone did take it, though, and they said they're going to work on it for the next couple of weeks and see if they can't get it fully operational because we did everything else on it. So we'll let you know when that is up. The game name is Self-Destructive.
Yes. And and if everyone likes it, or if we can actually get it running, I have a level 2 that I'm designing too,
So there you go.
and possibly 3.
Yeah, the other one, the sawmill. The sawmill has to happen.
The club does too.
Yep, the cloud and the sawmill. Our arena was a sewer, and the game is basically the whole theme of this thing. I'm gonna just do this really quick, guys. We'll get into E3 here in a second. The whole theme was things are not what they seem. So we decided to take the idea of a first-person shooter and twist it around. Instead of trying to kill everybody, you're trying to kill yourself. And the first one to kill himself wins. Well, everyone else is trying to prevent everyone else from killing themselves by healing them. By throwing shields on them, by throwing band-aids at them. And basically trying to keep them alive while they destroy themselves.
It was delightfully morbid.
Delightfully morbid. So, we got that going on. But we'll let you know when it comes out.
You gotta like my model though. That beard.
That beard is legendary. Alright,
It was a
so
legendary.
gaming news, guys. Here we go. E3, Sunday night, the big one hit. And that was Bethesda. We had a feeling, yeah, see there goes Fred right there. We know it happened. We had a feeling this was going to be the big one. Me and Justin were actually talking in Skype during it, fanboying out over it. And I was trying to time my reactions to his 3-second delay.
Yeah. Oh well.
I almost
tried.
got it right. But they launched right away with Doom. Doom is a new remake from id. And it looks incredible.
Jeez, did anybody see that coming? Really?
Well,
Definitely did
Yes,
not.
I did.
they
I
did
did not
because
even think that was coming around the corner. I had no idea that was. I mean, my mouth just dropped.
they actually,
That
Fred,
was the best thing to me since that was Christmas.
at QuakeCon, they hinted at it. So people had
They
a good idea.
also- I don't know if you guys were following this, but Doom went into the Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago into one of the gaming Hall of Fames.
The first
And-
ever Hall of Fame for video games.
No stuff.
And they actually announced that they were working on a new Doom then.
Yeah,
But they hadn't released any other news about it. They
Yeah,
said
yeah.
They were working on it.
this time was the big deal because this showed gameplay and a lot of it, and it showed other features that were
Yeah.
previously unannounced. The gameplay, I'm not going to play it on the show right now. Maybe I will a little later if people really want it in the chat room. But it is disgusting, freaky, morbid, and
Without a
awesome.
doubt.
Just the way Doom was meant to be. Really, really awesome. And one thing that made me just fanboy out was that they showed the BFG at the very end with this massive demon. They have a new feature coming in. The multiplayer actually looks really awesome too. They have a new feature called Snap Map, which is going to be
Yeah.
a very easy way to design and build your own environments, your own maps, multiplayer and single player experiences, including easy game logic that looks very easy. So you can create a series of events to occur on triggers and stuff like that. It looks awesome. And it's going to be Hmm?
It looks extremely powerful for as simple as it actually seems.
Yeah.
What, Jesse?
I'm just rewatching it, and it's still amazing to me in every way. And I just remember playing this game when I was like 5 and 8, and it's like I love the heck out of this game. It was so amazing. And like,
All right, I'm going to have to show a little bit of gameplay.
I love how they reworked the characters without making them like aliens.
Back before we had ratings in games, and us 8-year-olds or 5-year-olds could play things like this and not
What's
be.
an ESRB?
All right, guys. Here comes a little bit of Doom.
Yay!
Yay, Doom!
Warning, it's graphic.
Doom, doom, doomy, doom, doom, doomy, doom. That double barrel, bro. So many good memories.
Never heard of graphics like this back then.
This
no.
game is so epic.
This is awesome. Look at that. Oh,
Just everywhere.
I hate that. That one.
And I'm so glad they reintroduced the chainsaw. And I hope it's
Oh,
gas
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
so many good memories tied to Doom.
There you guys have it. A little teaser of Doom.
My favorite memory was running down a hallway and wasn't
There you
expecting
go,
anything
folks.
to like jump out of the water, and I ran right through the sky with a chainsaw. It was amazing.
It's just a shame we got to wait that long for it.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. They'll be
Yeah,
worth it.
give you guys a chance to make some money for it.
I
Save your
fanboyed
pennies
out.
and nickels.
Did you notice, Fred, that they did a little things to come this next year for Elder Scrolls Online? And the very last thing they
Yeah.
showed was the Dark Brotherhood symbol.
Ooh.
Yes.
I fanboyed out. Had to bring that up.
Yeah,
But
Joe fanboyed out.
yeah,
He needed to go to the bathroom right after that.
no, it wasn't that bad. That came with
Oh.
another one we're going to talk about in a little bit. But then they went and Pete Hines was like, "Okay, this conference is over. We're done," and the crowd went crazy with boos.
What?
And of
We
course,
want more!
naturally, they brought out Todd Howard, and that guy's got charisma on the stage. He really does.
He is awesome.
He did a good showing, and they showed Fallout 4 in all its glory
Yay!
detail for 22 minutes of overall video. From their in-depth crafting, which is incredible, the city building feature that's in the game now. You'll be able to build your own settlements and then defend them.
Yay. Yay.
The gameplay looks incredible. We got a little bit of gameplay to show you guys. And they're even releasing a collector's edition, Justin.
With a fully functional Pip-Boy. It's actually synced up with the game, so you can control everything from your Pip-Boy onto this. It's so funny.
Only $9.99.99.
We can
I
pimp
don't
them out
care.
for a while to go get it.
Actually, it's $110 for that collector's edition.
Or
I am
free.
going to
Was it? I thought it was 150.
It's 110, I believe, at Amazon. Is what I looked at. I could be
I'll have to
wrong.
look it up. Yeah. No, you could be right. It could be Amazon pricing. I thought it said 140, or they someplace listed it at 140.
But that
I have
was
to look up that lame stuff.
well, they haven't released the actual prices yet, so that's just guessing on their end. But yeah, Fallout 4. I'm not a huge Fallout fan, as everyone knows, but that actually looks so incredible that I want to play the game. And the biggest
Yeah, me too.
bombshell. What, Fred?
I'm the same way. I'm not a big Fallout fan, but this made me want to play the game.
Yeah. Another thing that really was interesting was their final announcement on the game was the release date. Everyone was expecting sometime late next year. No, it's coming November 10th of this year.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I looked at my shopping list for the fourth quarter. Remember how a few shows back we were talking about how dry and empty the fourth quarter looked? This is why.
Yeah,
Not
we.
anymore.
Yeah.
Now my
Everything's
fourth
coming out
quarter
now.
is overbooked with gaming. Way overbooked. You guys are not going to
And
see
we're
me.
gonna be broke.
Yeah, that too.
I'm gonna be on the show every night with a new Pip-Boy. So I'll give you updates on my stats. I'll go here are my stats.
Just to give you guys a heads up, Fallout 4 for the PC, regular edition's $59.99 on Amazon, but the Pip-Boy edition doesn't have a price yet.
Ooh.
Guys, you
Yeah.
got to get it on PC. That's where it's going to be at. Every time Bethesda releases a game. Yeah.
And
So
I will be
look 'em up.
live streaming the hell out of it, and I will be messing around with my Pip-Boy.
We'll be dual streaming it.
I don't want to hear anything more about your personal situation, okay?
But it's a working Pip-Boy. I want my
No,
working
that's all
Pip-Boy.
right. What you do with your Pip-Boy is your own business.
I'll play Missile Commander. Damn it.
They also announced a Fallout Shelter for iOS. And the big news that they dropped on that was it was coming that night, right after the
Yeah.
conference. That really shocked everybody. I actually have it right
Yeah.
now on my iPad.
Yeah.
It's a very entertaining game, actually. I'm impressed. It's fun. Not one that you can play religiously for hours on end, but it's definitely a lot of fun to pick up and do every now and then. The last few nights
That
before
I
bed, I've been playing it. All right, guys. Anything else you want to talk about on the Bethesda?
Elder Scrolls Legends.
Oh, right.
I know you didn't think it was big news, but I liked it.
The thing is that everyone was talking about TCG games they're coming out with. It's kind of got done over with. I was actually disappointed they announced this.
Well, but it isn't. It is. I mean, let's face it. There's a big following for Elder Scrolls. Period. And I think that Elder Scrolls Legends will have. I agree with Justin that it'll have a huge call. There'll be a lot of people looking for it.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I know that. I just got upset that everyone was announcing it, and that's not one thing I expect Bethesda to do is to jump on the bandwagon like Blizzard, you know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because everybody's doing it, you didn't think they would do the
Yeah.
card thing. But well, they're on top of what's popular. So whatever makes money.
I'll leave my true personal opinions about it till we actually see some gameplay. But from what the guy said about it, it sounds really exciting. It'll be a little bit more of a mix of Hearthstone and Magic than what Hearthstone is.
Yeah.
So
Now,
just a more of a mix with Magic actually makes me more excited about it.
they
than
don't
I
need to
actually-
do gimmicks like this, though. All right, this is my argument here. They don't need to do gimmicks like this because anytime they make a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls game, they're printing money.
Well, yeah.
it's a no-brainer. Oh well. All right, so Microsoft had an interesting one. I was actually very happy with it, to the point where they needed to talk about the games. If they would not have come out and focused on the gaming side of it, they would have buried themselves a very shallow grave. And all the hounds, like Microsoft and everybody else, would have tore their corpse apart. So,
Yep.
they did it. They actually focused on the games. Mind you, their first party, third party support is dwindling rapidly. So it was mostly first party titles they did talk about. Halo 5 being the big one. That did draw the crowds. I hate Halo with a passion. So
Lost
personally,
my interest after 3.
I've never been a big Halo fan, so that just never really piqued
I was
my
like,
interest.
I was super fanboy up until like after 3. Then it's like they ended a nice story. It could have ended right there, and they continued.
yeah. It was just
But it's
bad.
a market. I mean, there's a huge market for Halo.
I'm looking at you, Land Before Time 15.
Their
At least someone got that.
their HoloLens demonstration was pretty cool. We showed HoloLens actually months ago on the show,
Yeah.
which is their AR, augmented reality. And I'm still firm. I believe that augmented reality does not have a strong place in gaming. A real-world application, it has a strong application for.
Yes.
Gaming, it does not. That's why they only showed Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't see it ever really getting that stronghold in gaming, like you say. I think that's going to be strictly VR because everyone wants to escape reality. They don't want their reality changed. That's why most people actually play games, is to get a break from reality. Kind of
But they
the same reason why
also-
people go to movies.
But they also announced a partnership with Valve.
Yeah, they did. Well, not
So-
Valve, it was Oculus.
Yes.
Oh,
Oculus.
okay. I'm sorry, I mixed it up.
Yeah, they realized that the AR is not going to have.
No, they got to do something.
Yeah.
They got to have it. So they know what they're doing. I mean, they're going to have.
Well, they realized their mistake with AR. Actually, I saw a interview. I need to find it, where they said, well, "Okay, yeah, we realize that AR is not going to have as big of a foothold in gaming as VR does, so that's why we went to Oculus to partner up with them to correct that error." So I was kind of surprised they even showed HoloLens. I think they were going just for the hardware wow factor.
Yeah, that's what they were going for that.
That Minecraft.
And it was phenomenal to see. I know for me at work, we were going wild over it, the fact that they were able to put it on a camera and you could see the effects of it there, and we were trying to figure out the ways you can manipulate film and stuff to have it work
Oh yeah.
almost like real time.
I think Microsoft has a brilliant idea with the HoloLens. It's phenomenal what real world applications, like even if my game design, able
Oh,
to come
yeah.
up in like Photoshop and Illustrator, and even for you, Jesse, can you imagine being able to model in augmented real time on your desk?
I can have my own very own Jarvis.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
well, if you remember in the video, I don't remember if we showed the video ad for it, but they showed a woman working on like a gas tank for a motorcycle.
Yeah, they
Picked it
did.
up
We
off her
showed it.
desk. Yeah, she picked it up off her desk that she was modeling all with the HoloLens on, and then put it on like a skeleton of a bike they had it in the shop.
So there's a lot of awesome real world applications for it.
Just
Oh yeah,
one step away from owning my own Jarvis.
just one.
They
Get to work
did
on it.
announce
Make the Jarvis.
Killer Instinct is coming to PC. At long last,
Yes.
it's no longer an Xbox One exclusive. I can breathe happily knowing I'm going to be able to play my Killer Instinct.
Yes, yes, we know Joey. We know Joey. We know Joe's.
I have faith in you.
You're already on
We
thin
know
ice
Joe-
from last week, Justin.
We all know Joe's fanboying over this.
Yeah,
Dude.
but, I thought that was awesome. And I thought it was, ooh, yeah. But then there were other games that were like, made my jaw hit the floor and fanboy all over myself.
And fanboy a little bit more.
Yeah. All right,
And then
so,
go, here, take my money.
right. Anything else about Microsoft, guys?
No, nothing really stuck out for me.
No, that was my big thing. Is like, again, I was proud of them about getting into the gaming aspect at E3 finally. Like you said.
What
Should
about
I-
Xbox TV? It was the best thing ever. I mean, I'm so glad they announced it last time.
Okay.
Get on board.
Well, Sony did.
Yeah.
I actually think Sony's plan's better though, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
I have to agree.
Well, here, I'm going to show this really quick. See if they can know what we're talking about when it comes to the HoloLens.
Display technique,
Oh,
like putting a
okay.
HoloLens right on the
Okay.
camera
Just so they can
itself,
see it.
allowing the entire
Oh my
audience to see the holograms. Now, this is a
Can't we
live
just
demo
move on
with
to the
real
other
working
big
code.
game?
Let's show what it can
We
do.
will. We will.
Stuff
We'll
for
get that in just a
E3.
second.
I mean, another game I'm
You
gonna
can play the
pre-order
Minecraft
out
you
of.
know
and
today on
I'm gonna
HoloLens.
hate
Zach
myself
grabbed
for
his
getting
Xbox
it.
controller to
Instant.
play through a giant holographic
It's like
portal.
buying a cake. Then you go, I don't have anyone to
Play
share
with
this
the
with.
controller, but we should
Yeah.
have something new, Sax.
Sure.
Well, it's kind of
Take
like I was
experience
telling
off the
Joe when we
wall
were watching
and
the
then put it on the
Bethesda
table over here.
Press conference. I went,
Create
Bethesda
world.
just needs to release a plan for the next year and a half that says, okay, you spend like $250 or $200, and you get all the game releases for the next year and a half.
Yeah, okay. As long as Brink 2 is in the workings, I'd be a big fan of that.
I see Lydia way up there.
Oh, man.
As I run around and play,
That's
Sax
cool.
can easily navigate and manipulate the world using his voice
Like,
and
as a
his
3D
hands.
modeler, I
He
just...
can walk around the hologram, pan around for different viewpoints, and even
That's
look
really good.
inside.
Go to
No.
the bathroom.
Yeah.
Pretty
Let's follow
decent.
Lydia around for a bit. Follow player.
See the camera shake.
Other than that, that's the only thing that was really impressive about it.
Closer.
Yeah.
Oh no, which one did I just close? Oh, okay, I gotta get that back.
I have no idea.
I closed one of my goodies. I'll have to get it
that's
back.
so cool.
Let me see. It was what was it? It was this one.
One of my favorite parts of the Minecraft one was when they first built the village and it was like deep inside a hole, it seemed like.
Yeah, it's like, this is the world, but here is your house. You just made this. That's so cool.
So the next conference that came up to bat was EA. Now, EA was a snooze fest. I
How
mean,
about the end?
Football and hockey.
it was a serious snooze fest,
Yeah.
except for the end. What was the end, Justin?
Battlefront.
Huh? What's that? I didn't quite get
I-
that.
I think it's this Star Wars game coming out. It's called Battlefront. You might have heard about it. I'm not sure.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
again.
Yep, it came out and it was pretty incredible. I gotta admit, it really was.
I just really hope they don't EA it up.
They're going to.
EA saves themselves again.
Yeah, by a thread. Everything else they
Yep.
were showing was so terrible and
I
so
don't know.
boring.
Mirror's Edge looked fun. I like the original Mirror's Edge too. So the new one looked pretty good too.
I was trying so hard to focus on that press conference the entire damn time, waiting for Battlefront.
That's why they put it to the end.
I am a
Or
big
should
fan
have
of
sit through
Mirror's
the whole
Edge, though.
thing.
I have to say that much. I am a big fan of Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
They had the nerve to bring out this soccer all-star guy, okay? Sit him down, and he was going off about how soccer was the beautiful game and American football is not. I'm like, F you!
He's the one who coined it.
I don't give
it
a
wasn't
crap.
him who started it. It was actually the EA guy that started that. I was watching that press conference.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, are you kidding me? I didn't see that part of it.
So I was like,
It
F
was-
you, American
it was
football
Pele who
pose.
coined it.
Yeah.
Mega football.
Beautiful game, my ass. Just boring game. Anyway,
But you can design.
Why, Joe?
You can have girls
Joe?
on your
Soccer's
team
great.
now.
Soccer's
Well,
great.
that's
I
beside
love
the
soccer.
point. What are we talking about here?
Battlefront.
I don't know.
So,
Yay.
Yeah, let's
I'm
talk
going to
about
show the EA's version of it because it was better than the one that they showed at Sony. So I'm going to
Still
go ahead
good
and...
at Sony.
Huh?
Just better.
Let's watch this.
I said it was still good at Sony. It's just
Yeah.
better at EA's.
The EA one was better. It was showed Hoff.
That's right.
Everybody likes fall.
When did it?
Should have muted yourself, Joe.
I thought I did.
Nope. No, you didn't.
Well, you heard the whole conversation.
I did mute myself. What the hell? It's coming through my freaking. You gotta be shit. Excuse my French.
Oh, we heard that too.
Coming through the camera.
Camera.
Yep. The traitor of your dreams.
As a matter of fact, everything's been going through this for my audio. That's why it's been so bad.
Oh, thank God.
I see. Oh,
I see. Yeah, look at all I see the dead people.
If you see it as good as it looks, I'll
Yeah.
buy it.
This is definitely worth the graphics. Just for the graphics.
It's like Battlefield meets Battlefield.
Here's the kicker. I mean, obviously, this is not the PS4. That's one thing. If it ever comes out on the PC, I wonder what specs would be.
Oh my gosh.
well, they are releasing it.
Yeah, I know, but what is it? That's what I'm saying. What would be the specs?
I don't think they've announced that yet.
But come on, if if you're a Star Wars fan, this is like a dream come true.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I kind of am a Star Wars fan, so this is gonna be what I'm playing.
What if there could be a special ability where you're calling an Ewok cannons to wipe everyone?
They tried to make this like Battlefield.
It looks
Explosions and stuff look so realistic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Come on. I want to ride an AT-AT.
yeah, that would be great. I'm hoping those are rideable.
They are. This is what they're showing. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. My bad.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
I thought that thing was going to hit us.
See, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be piloting. That's all me.
Of course, that's all you do.
The
Hey.
Imperial one. Oh,
There you are, right there.
that'd be so much fun.
I'll let it
Hell
right from
yeah.
the inside now.
Ah.
God, this game looks so
And
Yeah, I
the
don't-
HUD, awesome.
I want to play a Y-wing.
He goes on between the legs. Woo. That's fun to me.
going between legs.
Well, I mean, from once upon a time ago, you gotta imagine. Well, yes, and
Oh, right out of it. Right from the scene from the movie.
Dude, that's the aircraft I want to fly. You guys will see it in a second.
oh, and a trip. I love it. No, but remember, once upon a time ago, you wouldn't be able to fly underneath anything because they had a huge box that made so it's like.
That
What?
nice invisible hitbox that was not there.
Yeah, but you couldn't fly through it or go over it or under it. I mean,
Yeah, that
invisible
glorious
box.
box.
See, I want to fly a TIE fighter.
That looks like a lot of fun. And I hope it has the Wilhelm screen sound on it still.
You haven't noticed they've kept like true to every sound and visual in this game.
Uh-huh.
You can really hear it.
It looks better than the movies though. This is Star Wars the way it was meant to be.
Heck yeah.
God, I want to play this
Heck with
game.
the movies.
Oh yeah. The crowd went nuts at this part you're about to see.
What is going on?
Oh! Oh! Oh, there he is.
No way.
Hey.
Where is it? Where is it? Sweet. Oh,
Luke versus Doug.
sweet.
I am your father.
Do you know what sucks though, guys? Battlefront comes out the very next week from Fallout 4.
That's okay. I
Oh,
already
my
have my
God.
pre-order made. Already got my
That's
pre-order
not
made.
fair. That's just not fair.
It's not fair. What am I gonna play?
I have like my.
I mean, that's like, easily, depending on how much, if you get the collector's edition, you're looking at $210.
easy.
I'm not gonna get a collector's edition of Star Wars. Don't
I
worry.
am.
I'm just.
No,
See,
no,
now
you're
I'm
getting,
gonna have
you're getting
to.
the collector's edition with the Fallout.
See,
That's
I'm gonna get
that's
that.
probably $110 to $150.
I'm getting
Yeah,
normal
I'll be dropping
Fallout 4.
180.
I'm getting
And
normal
it's gonna
Fallout
cost
4
you 60.
because I
That's
don't.
fine.
I
Well,
don't want to pay the
Nope.
extra $60 for a plastic handpiece.
I do.
So I am going to
He's
get.
got to be
Shots
able to play,
fired.
arcade games on his wrist.
Well, the app they said will be downloadable for your phone for free. That works the same way. You just don't have the plastic covering.
Right.
Yeah, I went the Pip Boy.
Well, good for you, Justin. I might get the Battlefront Collector's Edition depending on what comes with it.
I think all I've announced right now for it. Hang on, let me pull up the site.
I was a giant Star Wars fan as a kid. My mom and dad took me to see 2 and 3. Well, technically, 5 and 6. In the theaters, and I was a junkie. I had all the first edition toys growing up. I wish I would have kept them. They would have been worth a
I was gonna
fortune.
say, do you still have 'em?
I had
Jeez.
the first one they made, that giant ass. Oh my god, brain fart. Death Star
Oh.
that would open up from like a clam, and you go inside and play inside of it with your figures.
Oh wow.
I had the Falcon. One with had like the handle on it, and you would pull the trigger to make the sounds and fly with it. The thing was like huge. So yeah, I was a Star Wars fan. Still am. I hated the first 3 movies, but I have hope for the 7th.
I have
Disney
hope
doing
for
it.
it, but I have a problem with Disney doing it. But that's okay.
Well,
Right now all they have is the deluxe edition and the standard edition for Battlefront.
Yeah, that's probably what they're
I
gonna
like
do.
about this the most
What's that, Fred?
I pre-ordered the deluxe edition.
co-op.
Yes, the co-op's gonna
I
be a
love
blast.
the fact that it's a co-op.
Yes.
And so we can get together and actually enjoy this together.
Yep.
Yep.
Now we're gonna be streaming the crap out of this. Me and Justin are gonna be fighting who gets to play Fallout 4 on the stream and who gets to play Battlefront.
I know what I'm
Obviously-
playing at my stream.
Obviously, it's the one with the collector's edition that gets to stream.
I'm gonna have a
Pip
Pit Boy.
I get the Fallout 4 because I have the Pip Boy. You get Battlefront because it's whatever it's gonna be down and out.
I'm gonna have Fred with me. Jesse,
Yeah.
Jesse, that's really muting the audio. So that was EA. EA only had Battlefront, except for one thing Justin wanted to bring up.
Mirror's Edge. I like Mirror's Edge. It looked fun.
It
looked
did.
It looked looked like a lot of fun actually. I like how we're getting the backstory of the chick a little bit more this time.
Yeah, it was very because the original you didn't get too much in the way of the idea of what was going on.
No.
You just knew you had to stop someone from doing something bad.
And it's incredibly fun to speedrun.
Definitely. And what's even better is the trials where you had to beat your friend who went ahead and made up. Like they
Yep.
ran the level and you have to beat their ghosts.
Uh-huh.
That's when I learned my friend's a dirty cheater.
What
Well-
do you do? Did he glitches on you?
Oh no, he found like
All right.
wild ways to get up walls and stuff, and it was driving me crazy. Like I didn't see that before.
We
I'd
still have a
watch his
couple
post-
more to get through, guys. So we're gonna try to get through this here.
You're
Ubisoft had a new IP, which I applauded them for big time, called For Honor.
Looked good.
For Honor looks incredible. I'm trying to remember the name of the indie game that came out not long ago that is kind of a lot like this. It's
Chivalry.
Chivalry. Thank you. This reminds me of
Well,
Chivalry
actually-
on steroids. Chivalry on steroids.
It's the DLC for Chivalry. Hang on, I'll find it.
Whatever, but Chivalry. But
Deadliest Warrior.
yeah, but it's where you get to play as either a knight, a samurai, or a Norseman warrior, and literally medieval raw combat. I watched a lot of gameplay that people did on the showroom floor. Every one of them walked away feeling all visceral and powerful, and they were all saying that their medieval side came out, and it looks really, really good. I tried to find the site to sign up for the beta, but I couldn't find it.
Ah,
I don't think it's up yet.
don't try forhonor.com. Forhonor.com that leads you to some kind of like knitting site. It's weird. Now everyone's gonna go try it. But that's my only takeoff from Ubisoft. Everything else was just, well, other than Hitman, the new Hitman looks really, really, really good. What do you think of it, Justin?
Yes. I thought it looked really, really good. I've never been a big Hitman fan. I've always borrowed it from friends. I've never gone out of my way to get it.
Right.
But this one looks really, really good. And I actually might get this one.
They're doing some really unique things in the new Hitman, where they're going to be having it, they're going to be feeding it through seamless streaming, new environments, new marks all the time, where you're going to be getting unique hits that only appear for 24 hours and will never appear again, whether you take them out or not.
Mm-hmm.
Once you kill them, they're dead forever. So the
website is For Honor Game, by the way.
For Honor Game.
ForHonorGame.com.
All right, I'm gonna sign up for that beta, along with the 15 million people who already have. I'm registering while I'm doing a show.
I know.
Oh, I already registered. Okay, I'm cool. And then AC Syndicate. Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Yep.
It looked a lot of fun, and it's interesting that there's essentially two characters you're playing this time. The sister's the total badass.
Well, she's the assassin. It was so hilarious listening to the crowd when they announced, yes, the first female assassin. There were people yelling out, "It's about time!"
Yeah.
Technically, she's not.
No, she isn't.
But that's what they said. You can watch
What is
it.
it, Rogue? Well, I believe it was Rogue.
No, it was before Rogue. You had the PS Vita girl.
Yeah, the DLC one. Oh shoot, what was it called?
Well, sorry, the main character in the primary game.
Well, technically,
But
it is
anyways, it's technically it's not the first girl. It's the first standalone. That's not a DLC of another one.
So
Barely.
yeah, it looked interesting. They didn't really show any gameplay during the conferences. They did have playable demos during the show floor. We'll probably get into that next week's episode when we start talking about the showroom floor and everything else that came out of E3. So that was Ubisoft. Ubisoft didn't do bad. They were on my list that didn't do bad. Sony, however, was my number 2 on my list for conferences. They just took the games and threw it at everybody's face and said, "You're welcome." And me and Justin were talking in the beginning of the stream about how they just kind of went all out with the graphic power of the PlayStation 4 with their demos. The Last Guardian, their long-awaited title, action-adventure title.
finally.
Yep, they finally showed some gameplay of it, and I couldn't tell at first if it was a movie or game.
It has always looked amazing since they were going to announce it for the PS3 X number of years ago, and I am so upset that they are announcing it for PS4 because I only have a PS3 and I'm too poor to buy a PS4.
Well, you can come over to my house, Jesse, and play it, okay?
What is that to say?
It looked really good. Mind you, the trailer's boring as sin, so I'm not playing it here. But
So good.
it is very graphically beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to want to play it because the kid talking irritated the crap out of me.
Oh,
But
I'm not sure if
you
I
don't
want to
have to
own it.
listen to it.
But the graphics looked really cool. Even though that giant monster, I couldn't tell if it was a hyena, a cat, a bird,
The
a
answer
pigeon,
is yes.
a chicken, a duck.
The answer is yes. It always has been yes. It's
What is it? Yes.
It's sort
Is
of
it
a
this? Yes.
It's like a hippogriff mixed thing.
It's a yes. Just say it's a yes. That's
It's
what
a-
it is.
It's a yes.
It's, I've always been fascinated because of the creature and the interaction between the kid and the creature. It was always Like that was what sold it to me in the first place, and it always looked amazing. I'm so glad they said, you know what, we're taking this out of the bin, off that back burner, put it back on the front burner, and we're gonna make this thing finally.
You guys want to know something funny? There's one press conference that my son was fanboying out to where I had to calm him down. He was so upset. His final class was yesterday, at the same time that Square Enix was doing their press conference. So I had to record it for him, and I did. And so him and I spent 4 hours yesterday watching Square Enix again, Sony again, and then Bethesda again, because he wanted to see those three.
Square Enix, though.
We haven't even gone through all of Sony yet, so before we move on to Square Enix,
Uncharted 4. My son is a huge fan of Uncharted series. He's played 1, 2, and 3. He's been looking forward to 4. Was upset when it got delayed. He was happy again when he saw the trailer of it yesterday, at the end of Sony's conference. The Thief's End looks really good. It was hilarious though, because they had a bug when they tried to start the demo, and the game froze, and they had to restart it. So
we're really trying to sell you this, honestly.
It's early in development.
At least they had already pushed it back, saying that we're pushing it back because we don't want to release it in its current state because it's broken.
Well, that's good news. Not like most companies today.
So, the movie, do you think Chris Pratt's going to be the guy?
But guys,
Probably.
Sony dropped a bombshell last night.
No.
Or 2 nights ago that shook the gaming industry at its core. I'm gonna just show you guys.
It's the gaming's core.
I'm gonna just show you guys this. Just shut up, Justin. I'm just gonna show you guys this, and you can see it for yourself. What I'm talking about.
Long ago,
Every gamer
we
should
looked
play this
upon
game.
a foreboding sky.
Every game.
The memory of the
Everyone
star
who
that
considers themselves
threatened
gamers should
all
have already at least played
burns
this game
eternal
once.
in our hearts.
Guys, shh, I'm
That
watching
I
this.
agree with.
For the 12th time, I'm watching this. Shh.
In its wake came an age of silence.
I think I've only watched it 12 times today.
Now, there may be people watching this that
Yet
didn't
with
see
each
it.
fond remembrance, we knew those encountered
It's-
were not forgotten.
Get
That someday we would see them again. Perhaps it was no more than wishful thinking.
I can touch it.
I
But
want
after
you
the
so
long
badly.
calm, there are now the beginnings of a stir.
I'll give you my bank account number right
The
now.
reunion at
gonna be
hand
so
may bring
broke.
joy, may bring fear, but let us
Just wait
embrace.
to find out.
Guys,
You are
guys,
now?
this
Yeah,
part
but
coming
more
up right
broke.
here is where I had to go change my pants.
For they
Well, remember,
are
we're
coming
about 30
back.
seconds behind you.
I know. Oh my god, I love this.
At last,
I want
the
this.
promise has been
Oh,
made.
and this is exactly how I pictured it would look, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost in tears.
Ah, that machine.
Oh. Can we just end the show now? We can't top that.
Right? That cannot be topped. The game industry is set. It's final. We're good.
This is just too good. to
We're
be
done.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake officially announced and shown at E3. They will not give us a release date. They did say it's coming exclusively for PS4 on a time release, so it will be coming to other platforms later on after PS4, which makes me so glad I'm a PS4 owner right now. If they would have said coming exclusively for Xbox
Yeah.
One, I would have bought an Xbox One immediately for that purpose. I'm not,
I
no
got a
kidding.
Fallout to buy first.
See,
But
now,
I have time.
here's my problem. There's that game and another game we're going to be discussing in a second, in depth, that is going to make me go to the PS4 side, because there are too many games coming out for PS4 that Xbox is just it has officially been overshadowed in my mind, and I just do not see a point in buying an Xbox One.
Now that's a ridiculous statement because Final Fantasy VII Remake will be available later.
We don't know how
Yeah,
much
So
later
why
though.
worry about it?
It could
Yeah,
be
I
a
don't-
year
I don't-
later. It
Okay,
could be
fine.
6 months. On a
that's
game
why
like
they
this,
kept-
I personally wouldn't want to wait.
I can't. I personally cannot. Which is
Yeah.
why I now have to find 2 jobs just to pay for my game addiction. Thanks.
The next game we're
You
going
are
to talk
playing
about.
Square
poor
Enix.
soul.
The next game we're going to talk about is a new IP coming to Sony, called Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh.
This game impressed me. The gameplay was incredible. The visuals were stunning, and I think the premise is pretty cool. It's basically set many, many, many thousands of years in the future after we wiped ourselves out on a blackout, and robots have taken over themselves and become dinosaurs. So you have robot dinosaurs roaming the land with cave people and tribes,
Was this directed by Michael Bay?
right? No. I got a game for you that was directed by him in a second. But it looked really, really cool. Justin, what did you think of it?
I thought it looked interesting. I don't know if I'll get it. It looked like a. I don't know what it looked like. It looked really visually cool to me though. I'm gonna get the next game that's on our list though.
No Man's Sky. This one, at first, I was like, okay, this looks mediocre. But then they zoomed the map out. It was a playable game environment. And mine and Justin's jaw went thunk. I heard his jaw hit the floor.
And
Okay.
I like Eve already, and this is
This is like Eve on
Eve Online
steroids.
is huge. Yeah, this
Um,
is Eve Online on steroids.
But basically, you're an explorer, a space explorer, and your whole job is to go out exploring new planets, cataloging new species, that kind of thing. And they started the game out where they showed you, you know what, I gotta find this. You don't understand this until you see it.
They started off the game and actually in the combat zone.
I gotta see if there's
And a visitor, she's joined us.
I see that. Hi, kitty.
She jumped on my lap while I was doing.
No Man's Sky.
No man's sky.com.
No Man's Sky. There
No
we go.
dash. Yeah. Has plenty of things to do if you want it.
This is how you get ratings here. Just introduce it
Under
now. There you go.
I want to find the.
Already like 1 billion people follow us now.
What happened?
I said this is how you get ratings. You just introduce a cat on there. Billions of cat people show up.
No Man's 3 E3 press. I'm trying to find the one they showed at the conference.
Oh, I don't know. They have a
Let me see if this is it right here.
they have press videos there. Yeah, under press. I don't know if they're the same ones, but yeah. Well, it's not. No, it's E3 2014.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just look up Sony's Sony E3 press. I'll just go to their press conference and then. And of course, I search it, and what do I get? Uncharted 4.
Yep.
I was just looking at this on YouTube not long ago. The
Wait,
whole
no,
damn
that's not it.
thing.
Never mind.
Why can't I find it? Come on, guys, you got to help me out here.
I'm doing.
I am
I'm
working.
searching for the video now.
My cat.
Oh, I found it.
Keyboard hand.
I found it.
Yeah, I got it now. You got
All right.
it?
Yeah, I got it.
I think I got it. I got it.
We
So-
all got it at the same time.
I gotta get through this advertisement. So in 20 seconds, I'll be able to show it to you guys. But the scope of this game is what really, really impressed everybody. The crowd went, "Oh!" when he showed the map. It was that good. So, but while we're getting that, waiting for the stupid ad to go through, they announced right after that Black Ops 3, which everyone knows I don't
Yay.
care about. For the first time, though, the DLC early releases is coming to PlayStation instead of Xbox.
Whoa! Oh, another reason to buy a PlayStation. There you go.
So, yeah. We'll give you another reason here in a little bit when we talk about another press conference.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already excited because I already know what it is.
Let me see here. I'm trying to find No Man's Land.
You know nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know nothing.
Oh, well, they had that really weird animation game, Justin. Remember that?
Oh, Dreams.
Dreams. Yeah.
That would actually be really cool with HoloLens. I do have to admit, that would be a cool game with HoloLens. But that's
Yeah.
not going to be on Microsoft. It might be a cool game with Morpheus though. That could be.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, you're so lovely.
Oh, Morpheus is gonna be cool.
Can you imagine any of these games? Battlefront.
Oh, here it is.
Oh my God, any of these in virtual reality. Oh,
Oh, they also announced that Street Fighter V,
Yes.
and they're having exclusive coming for that as well to PlayStation. Okay, here it is. Here we go. Let me back this up just a few seconds.
Each one of these stars is a system.
Okay, now I can show it to you guys. This is what we're talking about.
There's nothing between those little fuzzy ears of yours, is there?
So that's a tiny glimpse of space combat. But I've only got 3 minutes. There's loads that I want to show you.
That's your nails.
Like this. So this is the solar system that we're currently at. That's where that battle is taking place. But
Okay.
battles like
This is-
that are
pay
taking
attention to
place
this.
Across the universe.
Watch it.
If I pull back a little bit, you could see the other stars nearby that I can reach with my current hyperdrive. And I'm going to pull back a little bit more to give you a sense of the size of the game. But when I do, I really need you to keep in mind, to understand that every one of these points of light is a sun. And every one of those suns has its own solar system with planet-sized planets orbiting around it. Those have life, ecology.
I love hearing the crowd.
And I could even go a little faster.
What?
Now, most of these places have never been visited. Many of
That's
them
just
never
so
will be.
incredible.
Over there.
I don't even think he zooms all the way out
is the
yet.
center of the galaxy. That's where we're all trying
How
to get
far
to.
can you go?
And every one of those,
crap, look at
every
that.
point of light is a planet you can go to.
And
Yep.
this is called a
No,
nebula.
it's a system you can go to.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's a galaxy, not just a planet.
Other solar systems, such as the Spiral Galaxy. The Spiral Galaxy is so much like our own galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and
Cool.
Planet E3.
Okay, now you only needed to throw a robot voice in there so you had Stephen Hawking.
So
Oh.
we are in an undiscovered
Interstellar,
solar system.
interesting,
Probably no one's ever been
entertaining.
there before. I could do a scan.
But I know how they're gonna do this,
Stars and planets.
guys.
That red
One of the interesting things about this game that I find is that you're not just gonna be able to go to the planets and see them and scan them, but you can go on the planets and fully explore the entire planet.
Yep. And I'm going to try and land on every one of those planets in between
Can you
time
imagine the
playing
amount of time
playing
that
Fallout
play
and
this game?
Battlefield.
Right. Well, they said that he even said that they expect that there's going to be a lot of planets that never get explored. Period.
Uh-huh.
Beacons are where you upload discoveries.
But every single planet is
That's it over
explorable.
there.
And
Yeah.
unique.
I don't think- I don't think that's how you land.
And this is the planet that we've just found.
Coming very
This is the
hot.
alien world that we found together. This is
Well, there's Planet
Maybe that's how
E3
that
there.
shit does it.
So there you guys go. That's what we were talking about with this game, which made it
I like it.
pretty damn
is
impressive. Yeah.
It's
I
so
thought it was amazing.
shiny.
Well, there's another game.
And there is Sony's press conference with about 4 or 5 games I'm going to own.
And yet
Yeah.
another reason why to buy a PlayStation 4 or get another job to support my gaming addiction.
And Sony also announced PlayStation View too.
Yeah, Nintendo came up. I'm going to say Nintendo because it wasn't even a real press conference. It was a press event that was quite terrible, to say the least.
It wasn't even worth talking about.
No, so we didn't put anything in here because nothing of it was worth talking about.
I mean, come on. What about Ryu for Smash Brothers? Or what about the new F-Zero for Mario Kart? Or what about the new amiibos they're having for Smash Brothers?
Yeah,
Hey, Mario Tennis.
Amiibos and stuff like that. Yeah, they did announce Mario Tennis. They announced the new Star Fox.
Yes.
But old IPs that are just the same thing done over with new graphics. That's it. Nothing new came out of
All
this.
I hear is Mario. And how old is Mario?
Mario
He's 7
is
years old. Oh, no, sorry, not
Mario's
years.
probably as old as some of you guys.
Super Mario Brothers came out 30 years ago. That's why they made Super Mario World Maker to celebrate its 30th anniversary.
It's like they don't do anything but what they've been doing. Nothing new, nothing imaginative. There's nothing there except their stagnant world that they just live in, and that's it.
It's just it's a shame because I mean from their past they have been able to come up with such great games, and that's like they're like, well, that seems to sell well, we'll stop there. But
That's it.
I know they're more capable than just giving the same cookie cutter stuff year in year out. The Mario Tennis, the Super Mario World, the next Zelda that comes out. I mean, I love all those games, and I always have, and always will. But the basic downside is there are so many more games that have not been developed yet, or are in the process of being developed, or constantly get looked over because this company is so set in its ways, it refuses to look beyond that.
Yeah.
The only way Nintendo would have actually made waves at their press conference is if they would have actually announced some other information other than the new system's code name.
Yeah, they would have done something with the actual system. It's like I said on our earlier shows, the only way that Nintendo's going to have a prayer at having any kind of press this E3 is if they, show a new system that is actually worthwhile. But I have very huge doubts about this new system from Nintendo. It's just going to be another gimmick machine. That's all it's going to be, and it's just disappointing. But we're going to get away from Nintendo. We're going to go into the last press conference of note, which was a big note. This is my number 3. Square Enix had a great showing. Mostly all RPG. They did a lot of RPG, except for one game. Well, 2, actually. One of the games oh my god, I fanboyed over. This is my 3rd huge fanboy of E3, and this game has a bigger following than people think, in a big way. There was,
The game you fanboyed over was Final Fantasy World, right?
No, God, oh shut up, Justin. That ice is cracking, dude.
Joke from 25 years ago, maybe.
Maybe. Now,
It's
see,
so adorable.
I gotta tell you guys a story first, really quick, okay? My son begged me to record Square Enix for one reason. He is a giant #1 fan of a particular game series. And he knows that this particular game series has a new game coming out. And I'm not joking with you guys. When he watched this, he had tears in his eyes. I swear, he was wiping tears. He was so excited to see this. Kingdom Hearts 3. And Square Enix, they were so funny about it, and they kept delaying it and teasing it. When the audience, thought they were gonna announce and show Kingdom Hearts 3, they were like, "Oh!" And it was something else. They went, "Oh!" It was hilarious listening to it. And yes, Jesse's fanboying out over there too. Another Kingdom Hearts nerd. Yeah,
This
but
doesn't really interest me.
Kingdom Hearts 3 does look very cool. They did announce that they're going to be putting What's the new one? The ones
Just the key.
Tangled.
I
He
have
made the
the
key.
out of connects.
All right, guys, we're running a little bit late on time. But anyway, they announced that Tangled's going to be a part of Kingdom Hearts 3. They showed a lot about it. A really big gameplay trailer. It looked really cool. My son was crying. It was great. He reminds me of me. But then they showed in the beginning Just Cause 3.
Just Cause.
This is like taking
Why?
every massive action movie that you can imagine, combining it all in one and throwing it into a video game. This is Just Cause 3. And it's epic. So I want to show you guys some actual gameplay of someone playing it at E3 right now. So you guys get to see what it's about.
Excuse me.
Important to us. So Rico himself has over 2,500 animations to keep that weight in reality, but you want to keep the responsiveness as well. You want to be able to feel Rico, the weight, but you also want to hit a button and to work right away. That's an example of
Okay.
Hey, it's not Just Cause without the grappling hook.
Right?
Never. Look at that explosion!
What explosion?
You'll see.
That one. Ooh. You want to know why?
Just Cause. Big boom.
How to become suspect number 1. I wonder who blew this up. Maybe it was that guy on the roof over there.
Just Cause 3, Just Cause 2 was so famous because it was such an open world experience that was bigger than most MMOs, in fact. In the fact that you could do anything you wanted and blow up things any way you wanted. And they just increased that with Just Cause 3.
Sorry. Nope. Hello. Is it wrapping up?
all the chaos and destruction to be just an epic, over-the-top action experience.
Okay, get a squirrel
And this
suit.
is going to bring us
That's
to our next choice right here, which is how do we want to destroy this piece of the base?
Yeah.
Those are enormous spherical fuel tanks, so that will cause a big explosion.
Okay, so again, you have 3 choices. One of them is jet setting, hit the jump, or bowling ball.
Flying squirrel suit of doom.
You too can be screwy squirrel.
But it's not Doom. Sadly.
Okay, this is gonna be cool. I haven't even seen this one yet.
Yes. It has the incineration symbol on it, so you know it's gonna explode.
Highly
Oh
flammable.
my gosh! Love it.
This person's having way too much fun finding stuff to blow up.
Can we make it bigger? That was bigger until eventually they.
Oh, look at that!
was
It looks like it can
that's-
blow up.
that's about
Let's
the right
do it.
size. Now let's
Oh
go.
my!
This game isn't
Here we're gonna
this game isn't fueling your inner pyromaniac at all.
I wish there was like an emote that he could do where he's like just dancing in spot place when that happens.
Slowly walk away as it explodes.
Ooh, a Ferrari, I think, or a Ventador.
Oh, I love that.
I like how he just runs into everything and it explodes. What? There he goes. There goes Speed Racer. Because nothing screams bad A like driving through a field of sunflowers
Here is a giant bridge.
and
All of our
lavender.
bridges are destroyable, so you can.
Well,
choose
they
how you
still
wanna
will
take
smell
it.
nice and fresh.
So the first
Yeah,
one is
but
rise
sunflowers don't
high.
have a scent.
No, but
Lavender
lavender
does.
does.
Makes you wonder who pays for his paint job.
Probably the lavender or the sunflowers being crushed up by the cars.
Oh my gosh, I want this game.
Joe is broke. I am broke. We're all broke in the fourth quarter.
But come on, how epic is this? This feels like all the carnage maleness that we are.
It's like watching the Ballad of Ricky O.
The testosterone floating around inside this game is phenomenal.
And Joe, I know you love that. You love that movie I was watching during the game jam.
Oh my
It was the
god,
best.
that thing was so pathetic.
It was the best.
But yeah, guys, that's a little taste of Just Cause 3 and why it is so viscerally epic. It comes out in December, so not only do I have to get Battlefront and Fallout 4 in November, then I have Just Cause 3 in December. So I have to beat both those games and get sick of them before December. While at the same time working on the two games I'm working on in real life.
Yeah.
So I am going to have no life at all.
And no money.
And no money.
Life. What is life?
Deus Ex is the last thing we're going to bring up about Square Enix. They didn't show anything about Final Fantasy 15, which was kind of disappointing. But all in all,
Hey, they showed Final Fantasy 7. We don't need 15. We got 7 again.
amen to that, brother. Amen to that. All right, I'll let you. You win tonight, Justin, with that one.
I'm not done fanboying over the Kingdom Hearts release. Ah.
And no one cares about Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, guys, we're about 15 minutes over our normal time. We had a lot to talk about. We could have gone on another few hours with this. There was so much to talk about. Next episode
into so much detail.
is E3 Part 2. We may even do an E3 Part 3. Who knows? Depends. But E3 Part 2 next week. We're going to talk more about the showroom floor, what the crowds are talking about, the games we're interested in, and show you guys some more videos about these games that are coming out. So stay tuned next week. Next Tuesday or Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm like completely backwards by a day and an hour. Next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Right here, Ninja Monkeys Gaming. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic evening.
Night, everyone.
Bye. See you
Adios,
later.
amigos.
Bye.
Play Final Fantasy 7 when it re-releases.
Replay your Kingdom Hearts so you know what you're missing.
Yeah, no, never been a big fan.
I hate you all.
Time to mute.